Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Rob, and I am back once again with another What Movies I Watched During the Week video. The last one I did was from September 28th to October 4th, and basically what I do is show you guys the movies that I watched during that week. It's Monday through Sunday. Sunday night I make a video. You probably won't see it until Monday, but yeah, it's usually 2 movies a day. I try to do at least 2 movies. And Julie Cassidy is doing it on her channel. She actually came up with the idea, and I think she does Monday to Friday. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I just wanted to show you guys what I've been watching during the week. Now, I tried to keep it strictly horror. I do have a couple of thrillers in here. So, yeah, just I guess a little bit of a mix. And one of the movies I watched because of the stream that the Movie Busters had yesterday. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you think of some of these titles that I'm going to show. All right, so we are going to start with Monday, October 5th. Now, these are the 2 movies that I watched. The first one is Duel. This is, of course, Steven Spielberg's very first movie that he directed with Dennis Weaver, and it's basically, about a semi-truck chasing down a car. And that's pretty much the whole film. Dennis Weaver is, he's getting frantic and he's just trying to get away from this truck. And he's playing it's like a cat and mouse game. But I love the cinematics in this movie, like the driving, the cinematography, the way the car goes around the semi, and then, certain shots. It's fantastic. But that's pretty much the whole film, him trying to get away from this. And they never show the driver. They show like the arm, the leg, and that's about it. And they did the same thing for Joyride until like the 3rd act. But yeah, great film. Definitely worth watching in the month of October for sure. And, I feel differently about semi-truck drivers now. Honestly, after seeing that movie, it's like when I'm on the interstate and I'm passing a semi-truck driver, I'm like, is this guy gonna go crazy on me, or is he just gonna mind his own business? You never know. So, the other one I watched on Monday, October 5th, is Stephen King's The Shining. Now, this is, of course, the TV series, directed by Mick Garris. Now, I like Mick Garris. I think he's a good director, but I didn't. Here's the thing. Stanley Kubrick's version is far superior. No matter how close to the book it is, I know Stephen King does not like the Kubrick version, but that's his own problem, okay? This is so watered down and ridiculous. All they keep concentrating on is that stupid boiler, and I know the boiler plays a big part in the book. Even in Dr. Sleep, it played a big part, but that was because it was, nodding to this. But the thing is, I like Rebecca De Mornay. I don't like the croquet mallet as much as I do the axe. I think the axe was obviously better. I mean, Delbert Grady chopped up, his daughters, and showed them all, gutted, laying on the floor when Danny had that vision. Dick Halloran died with an axe. Jack Nicholson put that in him. But the croquet mallet, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. And I don't really care for the boy. Yeah, it's just, there are some cool scenes, but not once was I terrified of this film. Not like the Kubrick version. The Kubrick version bothered me. The lady in the bathtub does not even come close to the Kubrick vision. So, yeah, it's just a lame version, I think. Like I said, I don't care if it's closer to the book or not. I'm judging it by the film. And, yeah, it just doesn't cut it for me. I mean, I wanted to watch it because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I always prefer to watch the Kubrick version because that's my favorite horror movie of all time. So, of course, I'm going to pick that. All right, moving on to Tuesday, October 6th. This is when I start to get into Stephen King a lot more. I guess you could call it like a Stephen King week. I was just kind of having like a little tiny marathon, I guess. Here we have Stephen King's The Mist. Fantastic movie. I freaking love this movie. Frank Darabont, you know, the whole Walking Dead stuff, that, you know, some of the cast is in here from The Walking Dead. Something in the mist! Something in the mist took John Lee! Don't go out there. Close the doors. Close the doors! I love this movie. And Thomas Jane, man. He's like the Punisher in this, when he's like, try it. Just fucking try it. Did you get a good look at him, huh? Did you get a good look? I got his fucking blood all over me. This movie, man. I love how the mist engulfs the town and they're stuck in this grocery store. And there's all these different kinds of creatures, you know, little flying ones, spiders that shoot the webs that go like it's like acid. These long tentacle creatures, just all these. It's so cool. It's so creative. I love it. The ending, I wouldn't say the ending pisses me off. The ending is just like, God, if you would have just waited. If you would have waited at least 30 seconds, if you would have just waited a little bit, everything would have been fine. But how could you have known? Ugh, I guess the ending is effective. If you want to be, you know, if you want to be blunt about it, it was effective. But anyway, very shocking ending. Very, very good movie. The other one I watched on October 6th, this gets a lot of hate. It is a miniseries. It is cheesy at times, but I don't care. I freaking love this. And it is Stephen King's The Tommyknockers. Tommyknockers, knocking at the door. I don't know where things go when they stop being here, okay? In my day, we called it Big Engine Woods with magic powers. I mean, how... You got Tracy Lords, the porn star, in this, who keeps having an affair with a married guy named Joe, and they're in the mailroom and they're always like on top of each other, kissing each other and doing it like 20,000 times a day. I love the characters. I love Jimmy Smits. Jimmy Smits is fantastic. I love when he falls out the window. That's my favorite part. But Marge Helgenberger, I think is how you say it, and Marge Helgenberger, she's very, very good in this. I love the story. You know, this town, there's this weird thing out in the woods. They uncover it, and it's like this structure that starts to brainwash everybody and controlling them. And it's also sucking the life force out of them. They become pale. They start losing teeth. And it all has to do with aliens. But I love it. The aliens look ridiculous in this movie. But I just love the whole story of it. And it connects with, you know, Stephen King's It, because Derry, the town of Derry, is mentioned a lot. And actually the cops in this movie are from Derry. And, you know, Derry is from Stephen King's It. That's where Pennywise is. So I love the connection there. So Tommyknockers, in my opinion, gets a lot of undeserved hate. I love this. All right, moving on to Wednesday, October 7th. And since we were talking about Derry, I just had to rewatch this because it's been a little while since I've seen it. And it is the It remake. This was a very, very good attempt at remaking. You know, I had my doubts because I'm like, no one's going to replace Tim Curry at all. I think Bill Skarsgård, I think he did a good job. I think he kept it his own. He made it his own with the giggle, with the way he moves and talks. Just everything about him was different. And I'm so glad they did that because he had huge shoes to fill, and I just felt like it was just going to fail if he tries to be like Tim Curry. So in that regard, I'm so glad it turned out that way. The whole beginning scene when Georgie gets his arm ripped off, I mean, they actually show it. They went, I didn't think they'd have the balls to do it, but they did. I like the characters. I'm going to be doing a comparison of the remake versus original. I'm going to be doing, I'm actually starting the series soon, and I'm going to definitely be talking about this and the miniseries, so definitely a good movie. The other one I watched, of course, you know, Stephen King adaptation is Sometimes They Come Back. I remember watching this when I was very young. Yeah, this thing, I think I own Sometimes They Come Back for More on, I think I own that on VHS. But anyway, Pet Sematary and Misery, Stephen King scared you to death, is going to scare you back to life. Yes, very, very cool. You got Tim Matheson in this, William Sanderson, Brooke Adams. Yeah, very, very good one. And I actually got this DVD not too long ago, so, because I own everything on VHS. Anyway, moving on to October 8th, which is Thursday, I decided it was a witch kind of a day, okay? So I started with The Blair Witch Project, and I have it here on Blu-ray. I actually own this on DVD and VHS. I freaking love this movie. It's my favorite found footage movie, and I don't think anything beats it. It's realistic enough that it doesn't have to be real. It's realistic enough with the characters acting the way they did, because when they directed this film, they told the actors that they had to go out there and they had to, you know, they weren't told anything. They heard noises. It wasn't scripted. All this was actually improv. And they wanted their real reactions, and they got it. I mean, it was cold out there. I loved it. I mean, the stuff that they went through to make this movie, it deserves respect. It definitely does. Let's see, the other one that I watched on October 8th is The Craft, another witch movie. Robin Tooney, Neve Campbell. This movie's awesome. I cannot believe there's going to be another Craft, but I'm not. People are saying it's a sequel because they do mention one of the witches in it, but it doesn't. I just don't know about it. This one is so good. I just love the characters in this, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to think about that new movie, but whatever. I'll give it a chance. You know, I give every movie a chance. So it was a witch kind of a day. Moving on to October 9th, which is Friday, I watched kind of well, this is a thriller, but it has to do with ghosts. It was kind of a ghost day. Here we have What Lies Beneath, which was directed by Robert Zemeckis, Harrison Ford, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Harrison Ford in a role that I have not seen him in. He was the perfect husband until this one mistake followed them home. Very, very creepy film at times, and Harrison Ford is awesome in this. And Michelle Pfeiffer, too. She's always a great actress. This is one of those films, though, that has a twist where I wouldn't say it ruins the movie. It's just that the more you watch it, you know, I guess it doesn't really have the same effect. But very, very good visuals, for sure. Very good ghost stuff. The other movie I watched on October 9th is Boogeyman. Another kind of like ghost movie. And this movie, you know, the whole story about Boogeyman, you know, like, oh, the Boogeyman's gonna get you. I'm not talking about Michael Myers. Even though he is considered the Boogeyman, this is an actual Boogeyman. In the closet, under the bed, stuff like that. This is a decent film. There are, I believe, 3 Boogeyman films, and my favorite is this one. I think this one gets overlooked. I wouldn't say it's a great film, but I do think it's decent or even good. So, Boogeyman is the other one I watched. All right, coming up to Saturday, October 10th. In light of, you know, doing the stream, I wanted to watch this movie. This is the only one in the series that I needed to basically rewatch because I watched this the least, and I do not like this movie, and after watching it again, I still do not like this movie, and that is A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. I've talked about this in the stream. The only good thing about this movie is Lisa Wilcox. And that's not even saying much, because she's nothing like she was in part 4 at all. Freddy sucked in this movie. The kill sucked in this movie. The child sucks in this movie. The story sucks in this movie. This movie sucks, okay? Sucks. The other one I watched this actually late at night. But anyway, here we have The Burning. This is a classic one right here. Yeah, Brian Backer, Lou David as Cropsy, Brian Matthews. Yeah, Cropsy, this caretaker who comes back to get revenge. It's almost like Friday the 13th style, but he uses these shears. These lawn shears. It's a very unique weapon, but again, that's what makes him unique. Fisherman has a hook, Freddy has the glove, Cropsy has the shears. So, gather around the campfire to die. I love The Burning. Fantastic movie. Alright, so, October 11th, Sunday, the last day, I watched a movie that you should watch around Halloween. And I think it's actually pretty darn good. It's directed by Tim Burton. It has Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, Miranda Richardson, Casper Van Dien, Jeffrey Jones. Music by Danny Elfman, and it is Sleepy Hollow. I really think this one has some creepy images, and I love the Headless Horseman in this. Johnny Depp plays a good part too. I really thought he's used to playing these like pale face kind of weird characters. I think in this case, honestly, I think in this case he played a good Ichabod Crane. I think he was made for the, you know, like Edward Scissorhands, I think he was born to play him. But the thing about Edward Scissorhands, it's like one of those pale-faced characters that I think worked. Other characters that he's done, that's kind of the same way. It just gets old. It really does. But in this case, he wasn't really like pale-faced that much in this, but he was kind of like the same kind of Johnny Depp character that you see in all those movies. But it's darn good. Honestly, I love the action in this. But yeah, the Headless Horseman is really cool. So the last one I watched is a movie that I haven't seen in a long time, and I know a lot of people hate on this. It was directed by Frank Marshall, and Kathleen Kennedy was the producer. Oh, big yay. Stan Winston did the effects, music by Jerry Goldsmith. You have Dylan Walsh, Laura Linney, Ernie Hudson, Tim Curry, and Joe Don Baker. Congo. I don't think this movie is that bad. I know a lot of people complain because the gorillas don't really show up until the third act. So the whole movie is basically them flying to the Congo. They get to the Congo, they go up the mountain to the Congo, and then they get to the gorillas. Captain, please. I just wish to explore and discover. This fella is a big bag of shit. You should scrape this rat from off your neck. He owes money to everyone, everywhere he goes. I will ask you to wait outside, Mr. Homolka. Stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake! What are you doing in my country, you bag of shit? Oh, man, I love it. I don't know. I love the comedy. I just love the lines in this. Tim Curry is hysterical. Dylan Walsh, all he does in this movie is try to teach the ape to talk, and he does, and so he's talking to the ape, and all he does is stay with the ape. I'm sick and tired of him talking to the ape and standing by the ape like the ape is his lover. I'm just sick of it. I actually like Dylan Walsh better here than in Stepfather. I will say that. But yeah, this movie is very slow-paced. Bruce Campbell actually has a cool part in the beginning, but yeah, that's the last one I watched. It's not that bad. Not as bad as people say. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that list of movies that I watched this week. I will be back next week for another list. Stay tuned.